Hey, welcome to Classic Performance. We're on the road again, and we are headed back to Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we are going someplace special. We're going to the Holman Moody Race shops. It's still in business today from the '60s, where they built the famous Holman and Moody factory-backed racing Fords for Junior Johnson and Ned Jarrett and all those guys. But they also manufactured the GT40s. If you saw the movie Ford versus Ferrari, so they went to Le Mans and beat Ferrari. Those GT40s are manufactured by Holman and Moody here in Charlotte, and they still have, as I understand it, several original chassis that they're completing one at a time. So we're gonna take a shop tour, and we're gonna talk to the man himself. We've got an appointment with Lee Holman, the original owner of Holman and Moody. Still there. Lee is still there working, and invited us to come see him. So we're going to Holman and Moody in Charlotte, North Carolina, and see the shops. So anyway, we're here at Holman Moody. We're here in the shops, and none other than Lee Holman, the man himself, right here is just going to tell us just a little bit of about what they're doing here. You guys used to be out near the airport. Now you just kind of moved a little bit. Yeah, because that was for airport expansion out there.
Well, for a runway they didn't need.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys still down here on the Westinghouse Boulevard. I can still hear the planes going. Obviously, hadn't moved too far.
No, we're fairly close. But this is a Mustang that we did. That's what Ford asked us to get involved in this project because, as he said, we had never taken advantage of any of the history with Holman and Moody and Ford, and so he said, if I stir up a Mustang project, would you cooperate? And you have to say yes.
Yeah. When Ford calls, and they've been calling for many decades, haven't they?
Not for a while.
Yeah.
After '71, we did no work with Ford for 20 years. But this car is unique in that on the track it pulls 1.18 Gs in the corner on road tires, not stickies. And that beats Ford's Laguna Seca and the Roush's and the Shelby's of the same period. And it's considered the best handling of all of the straight rear axle cars.
Wow.
We did 27 of them. That's an original Holman and Moody NASCAR race car. We probably did 30 or 35 of them, all just alike, and then would assign this Ford to the Wood Brothers and this Ford to Junior and Ned Jarrett and all of them.
Yeah.
This car actually had been driven at one time by Junior Johnson, one by Fred Lorenzen and Fireball Roberts, because each time the cars were crashed, they'd be dropped off at the back of the building to be repaired, and the truck would go up to the front of the building and pick up a car that had been repaired. So the cars didn't necessarily stay with any one team, depending upon how bad they were wrecked and what happened. That is an original, real Holman and Moody Galaxy. These are new Gt40 chassis that we're building up. This is going to be a roadster, an open car, like the one that won Sebring. This is a new Mark II that we're putting together for a customer in Ohio. It'll be painted up and done just like the cars that raced at Le Mans in 1966.
Yeah, and it has the FE motor in it too.
Yeah, that's what Holman and Moody did.
Yeah.
Mark II, the big block. We didn't do the little small block cars. This is a car we built for a gentleman in California, and he's decided that he's not really comfortable at the type speed this car can go, and so he's asked us to sell it because his neighbors and friends won't stop asking him to take it to the track. He's happy to own it, but he doesn't want to have to take it to the track. But it's a correct Mark II, like the one that won Sebring.
And you guys built this car here?
Yeah, it's a complete. It's not a kit car.
Right. Oh yeah.
We made the car. Just like we're making that car. We didn't start with a Superformance.
Right.
These
Right.
are original, real chassis with FIA documentation.
So you still have the chassis left over from the days of production?
No. We had the right to buy product off the tooling, and it turned out in 1990, Tennant Panels, a prototype shop in England, still had the tooling in their warehouse.
Okay.
And I ordered 15 chassis, and they made 15 new original chassis for me, but they were built in 1990, not 1966.
Mm.
We have to make the steering columns, the throttle pedals. This is the shift mechanism for the shift on a Mark II.
Okay.
Magnesium base with a steel gate.
And all these parts are all exactly how they were made.
Exactly as original.
My gosh, that's light.
It's magnesium.
Magnesium.
But you have to have a pattern made to make that.
Sure.
Then get it machined.
Yeah.
And you can't get one machine.
Make sure I put it in the right box
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
You can't get one machine. You have to get 25 of them made because that's what the foundry wants to do the job.
And all these suspension parts and everything are completely
Those are all pedal. This is a pedal bracket.
Pedal bracket. Yeah.
Which is magnesium.
All magnesium. And they're completely interchangeable with all the cars from
any of the GT40s.
Yeah.
Mark II and Mark I had the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The sad part is that you could buy a Tilton unit for $500 that would work just fine.
Yeah.
But that's not right for a GT40. So by the time you get this made and hand make all the pedals, you end up with about $8,000 in a set of pedals for a GT40. But it has to be like that or it becomes a replica.
Right.
And we don't do replicas. This is what it looks like finished.
So that's the whole pedal box right there.
With everything designed by Ford.
Uh-huh.
And you have to fabricate the steel pedals,
Mm-hmm.
weld them together, form the metal, weld them together, get them plated, and then make up the assembly. And it's just...
yeah, and that thing is... That's a lot of equipment there that doesn't weigh a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything about the cars is like that.
Yeah,
you can't just go buy anything.
Yeah.
You have to make it.
And now tell me about these steering wheels here.
Those are original
GT. Yeah, they look original, wrapped in leather, huh?
Well, they were.
I mean, who'd have thought there was this much GT40 original equipment still sitting around? Okay.
Mark II GT40s.
Mm-hmm.
Those are steel.
Yeah.
Welded together, gas welded together.
Uh-huh.
Another new chassis.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this exactly how you got the chassis?
Yeah, that's the way they looked when they came, only without the new tools.
You know, the rear cage, the body pivots on it. You see all the duct work and all the panels. When I get all that stuff, they're in pieces. And I have to fit it and bond it in the body and make it all fit the car. It's really pretty challenging. But compared to like the Superformance cars and other replicas, these are very lightweight. Those other cars,
So what's the finished dry weight on one of these?
you know, I haven't put this one on the scales, but they can be as little as 2,600 pounds. And sometimes 24. In the Alaman lightweights, they were getting down 2,300 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, like, you know, it's pretty amazing. But the Lola T70s came in like 2,100 pounds. And when they come out, which that's an all aluminum chassis, you know, the Lola T70s kind of were what it took to outrun these. That and the Porsche 917s. When I was vintage racing, where I used to work with these cars, that was our stiffest competition, was the Lola T70s. You think about this, back in the day, and when this place was flourishing, there was a team of guys doing this.
Yeah, now it's just...
Now I got a skeleton crew, and I got John, great machinist, Seth, he's learning and got a lot of potential. But I eat, breathe, and sleep these cars. I'm all about it. I've worked a lifetime to get to here. So it's taken me a little bit longer than if it was a team of guys doing it, where you got the guys building the body and other guys. I'm kind of working it all. And well, you know, running the program. And as much as I can get help with, I do.
So these stampings over here and all this repair inventory,
They're repair pieces or spare stampings.
and
for
they were made back in the 60s.
No, those were made in the 90s.
Back in the
We had our
90s.
chassis done.
So can they still produce those parts over there?
No,
No.
they're out of business. These are the last
This is
real
it.
chassis.
Holy smokes. So as they say, when they're gone, they're gone.
Yep.
Young Ford, I remember Young Ford used to be right near downtown.
That is funny because that's the sponsorship, but that meant that they had loaned us a pickup truck for 12 months, and we had to get the pickup truck back. That's what
So you put Young
like.
Ford on the side of the car just for the use of a pickup truck for a year?
Yeah, or station wagon or whatever. Seth, do you really have a 429 intake that you want to sell, Weber?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's EFI.
The guy in Canada wants to buy stuff. We're in the process of building up a T44 transaxle. I machined this transmission case, or the ring gear and pinion case, and that transmission case on our little Bridgeport back there. You can't get enough castings together to make it worth CNC machining. You have to do it one at a time. So I get the blueprints out and drill all the holes and do it all according to the blueprint.
Wow.
Takes months.
Months. Yeah, that's just amazing that you're still producing these cars.
Don't have any choice.
Yeah. Now, how many do you still have left? How many chassis?
We've got 6.
6 left.
Yeah. 6 that are committed for.
And then about how often do you finish one?
It takes approximately a year to 2, depending upon what the people want and how big a hurry they're in. Because if you tell the painter you got to have it done this week,
Yeah.
then the cost goes up. And
Sure.
it just depends upon how the sequence wants to go.
So here's the $1 million question. What is an original cost that you when it comes out the door here?
There were only 13 Mark IIs made originally.
No,
The
okay.
cheapest you can buy one of those is $9.5 million,
Yeah.
and no offers accepted.
But how about the cars that you're turning out today?
They're $1 million.
$1 million each?
Yeah.
So I'll probably just take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow.
And really, we're not making much money at that because of what it takes to put one together. Back when we were doing all of the racing, we had 600 employees.
And your one customer was Ford.
That's it, Henry Ford. And so when he quit racing, you're suddenly out of business.
Yeah.
This picture's interesting because in '65, Shelby had spent so much money in '64 that Ford didn't want to pay for him to go play in Europe again. So they hired Alan Mann Racing to manage the cars. And this gentleman is Alan Mann. That's a Shelby Cobra, Daytona Coupe,
Coupe.
Reams.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy fueling the car.
So
The
this
white uniform, that's me.
that's you right here.
20 years old and forced to travel around Europe
Holy smokes.
racing for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Look at this. Some of my souvenirs, that's the original master pattern for casting the single overhead cam valve cover.
It's made out of wood?
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
You then use that to cast the tool that's used to cast the part.
Yeah. So and there's only one of those made.
No, there are 2.
There's 2
There's
because you had
a right
the
and a left, and
left
I'm
and
both.
right, and you got both of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But like when I'm racing with the Cobras, fueling the cars, that was the safety device, a burnable cotton armband.
So that would burn instead of your skin, or supposedly.
It just said that I was okay to fuel the cars.
Yeah.
But what's funny is the real safety device was the fact that I was the only guy on the team that didn't smoke.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So the English were bad about that. But we have all the original race records, all of the stuff. This is interesting. After our 66 third place finish, we got that letter from Ford Motor Company.
So it says right here, it says, "For the record, I want to congratulate you and all your associates on the excellence of your performance at Le Mans and throughout the program leading to the historic Ford victory at Le Mans."
And
June 28th, 1966, and it's stamped and documented, huh?
yeah, and it says, and our finish is great considering the fact that we were not allowed to race the Shelby cars.
Yeah.
We were under team orders.
Wow.
What's in the letter?
Very impressive.
Well, we've got all the books, all the documents. I've got about 6,000 just GT40 blueprints. I've got about 20,000 actual blueprints in the building.
Wow. And then these are the drag cars over here.
Yeah, we did those by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Ford wanted to race the single overhead cam in NASCAR. They made us build 500 of them and put them on the shelf. And then after we went to the first race and won it too easily, they said, "You've had your fun, don't bring it back."
Yeah.
So we did the drag cars just to have a place to blow the motors up.
Mm-hmm. So tell me how you got started with Ford racing.
My father was working for Bill Strop and was a mechanic on the Mexican road race and involved in that. And then Ford had a branch in North Carolina that was racing in NASCAR, but they weren't successful. And the team manager died in a hotel fire. He was smoking in bed and died, and they were looking for a replacement in 1956. And they offered the job to everybody at Strops, and my dad was the only one that said, "Yeah, I'll go do it." And so he came back east and took all the cars off the track, rebuilt them his way, which was a copy of Bill Strop's way, and they won every race they went to. They won so many races that Ford got talked into having a moratorium on factory involvement in racing. And so in late '57, Ford shut it all down because General Motors and Chrysler and Ford had all signed an agreement to not back racing. And so that's when Holman Moody was formed. And one of the first things they did, he got control of the 257 Battlebird sports cars, aluminum bodied racing Thunderbirds. And we raced those, and I've got pictures of the cars on the racetrack at New Smyrna, the road racetrack, with Carroll Shelby beside him in a Ferrari, and Fireball Roberts in our T-Bird, and a Duntov Corvette, and of course the Thunderbird 1. We raced sports cars all along. We did the Monte Carlo Falcons in the 60s, and raced Falcons in the 60s. But we were primarily known for NASCAR, and then later for drag racing and boat racing and the sports car stuff. We did it all. Ford would just say, "Go win it," and send us a bill. We were never owned by Ford, where Shelby got so far in debt to Ford that he became a division of Ford Motor Company. They just took him over. And so during the Le Mans years, we were competitors of Shelby, but it wasn't a fair game because Ford had us as the reserve team, and our drivers were not allowed to pass a Shelby car unless a Shelby was being passed by a Ferrari. And so we were the backup team. And my father was fine with that because Ford was paying the bills.
And Ford wanted to go racing, and they wanted to win at any cost.
Yeah, the interesting part to me is they spent $14 million on the Le Mans program, which was the largest lump of money dumped into racing. And it seemed like it's just unbelievable. They spent more the same year in their ads for the Super Bowl. So in the reality of real business, the Racing in Lamar program was just another normal marketing program, just like the ads on the Super Bowl. It was special to us, but not to them.
So anyway, that's kind of a quick tour of Holman and Moody here, and then kind of what they're doing. And Lee Holman, couldn't thank you enough for your time, and
Our pleasure.
appreciate you being so inviting and having us in. And if you like classic cars, boats, trucks, planes, race cars, GT40s, give us a subscription, give us a thumbs up, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's going to do it for our look at Holman Moody Enterprises. Just a fabulous shop here. Amazing the things they have. Lee Holman, what a fantastic guy. All afternoon, he had nothing but time for me. So anyway, if you're in the Charlotte area, or if you're in the market for a GT40, come check him out here at Holman Moody. Take care. Have a great day.